Hi, everyone. Welcome back. I'm so happy you
Hi.
guys showed up for our second session. Can you tell me how you guys are doing? How are we feeling after the first session?
Pretty
I
good.
mean,
Dan, I see you nodding.
Good.
I'm
Right.
trying to see how we're gonna solve these problems, but yeah, I'm ready to see what to do. Yeah.
Okay. And Sam, how are you feeling?
I mean, I I mean, I guess things are a little better, but honestly, I don't know. It's like the same.
Okay. Well, we're going to work on that. So last session, I gave you guys a little bit of homework. I asked you all to think of something that you could change about what's currently going on with your situation, and then something that you don't want to change. So I'd like to go through and see what you guys came up with. Dan, let's start with you.
Oh, okay. Um, well, I'll start with what I don't want to change is my relationships with Sam and Maggie. I feel incredibly close to both of them. I want to be a father to Sam and help him grow up and teach him right from wrong and protect him. And Maggie, I want her to always know that I love her and I'm there for her. The thing I think I would change first would be their interactions, the way that they get along. It seems like Maggie is short with Sam, and she's not as accepting, and I think Sam kind of shuts down when it comes to talking to Maggie. So I think I would just improve their relationships, but I love them both.
Okay. I like that. And I know last session you mentioned one of your strengths is your relationships with the two of them. So I like that. We're going to keep that steady. And Maggie, let's switch over to you. So, what would you like to change and what would you like to keep the same?
I mean, you know, I just what kind of Dan's so weird. He's not like any man I ever know that wanted to raise somebody else's kid. But so, I mean, I want to keep this relationship with him. And, sure, I love Sam. He's my brother's son, so I love him. But I guess if we're gonna keep him, then I need him to behave. I need him to be less moody. I need him to, kind of I'm have my rules and this is what it is. I guess the things to keep the same. Yeah, this relationship I want to stay with Dan. And ideally, like I'd like to, start having my own kids.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And Sam, let's hear from you.
Well, I really don't want to lose Dan. Like, he's a really cool guy. We hang out a lot. I really don't want to lose Dan. And I feel like the only way I wouldn't lose hanging out with Dan would be that if I started to feel more appreciated and wanted by Maggie.
Okay. So I see a lot of common ground here between what you guys would like to change and what you would like to keep the same. It seems like you have a lot of strength in your relationships, and we just need to broaden that a little bit. So I want to ask you something. I want you to play along with me for a bit. Are you guys okay doing that? If you guys could wake up tomorrow and everything could be different, and you could keep the things the same that you want to and change the things that you mentioned to me, I want you to all come together and tell me what that would look like. How would your lives look?
Can I go first?
Mhm.
Okay. So then if Sam and Dan and we all want to stay together, I mean, then Sam has to do a Zoom classes and not like sneak off and play video games. And he needs to recognize that like I set the rules. And then I guess like we would get married and live in a house together and have, more kids. That would be my miracle.
Okay, Dan, I see you nodding along. What would your miracle look like?
Well, I think we would have our new house. I'm already put a down payment on a beautiful home that we're going to live in together, and I I think we would be a happy family, and I wouldn't be opposed to more children. I want Sam to be there and maybe give Sam a little brother, a little sister to play with. So, um, yeah, I could see it just being like a beautiful day, waking up in our beautiful home, and everybody getting along like a normal, happy family.
I just don't see that happening because I mean, like, yeah, cool. Like, I would love to have brothers and sisters, but like, I guarantee if the more siblings in the mix, like, I'm just gonna be less and less like noticed by Maggie, and I'll just be swept under the rug. And like, who cares if I do my Zoom classes or not? It's not like it means anything. It's not like she actually cares. So why am I gonna do them if I can just be off playing video games with my friends?
Okay, so Sam, if you could wake up tomorrow, what would your ideal world look like?
Well, it could be like me, Dan, and Maggie hanging out together. We could be like more, it's not just me and Dan, but Maggie could be there while we're playing catch and we're playing basketball and doing things like, all three of us rather than just me and Dan.
Okay. So it seems like we all are open to the idea of spending more time, the three of you. And maybe moving into that new house, Dan, like you mentioned, will help facilitate that. And then potentially growing the family. Am I kind of hitting the mark here? Is that kind of, we're all going to work on our relationship as a trio and then see a potential expansion? Does that sound good to you guys?
I love it.
Can you give me a little help? Like, what do I need to do? Like how do I get Sam to behave?
Mm-hmm. So this is going to be something we're going to discuss next session. And I'd like you to take this week. I want you to think of some clear goals that are realistic for you. And Maggie, I'd like you to think of some clear goals about how you can foster a better relationship with Sam and maybe relate to him a bit more. Sam, I would like for you to do the same thing and think of some clear, realistic goals that you can do that will help you and Maggie level and see eye to eye a bit more. And Dan, I would like for you to think of some goals on how you can help facilitate that relationship. Since both of them seem to rely on you for a lot of support, I'd like for you to give that support back and help them strengthen their bond. Do we think we can all think of some goals?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Just a couple. It doesn't have to be an extensive list. I just would like you all to think of at least 2 clear, realistic things you can do.
Like what I need Sam to do?
No, for yourself. What you can do
What I
to
can
have
do?
a better relationship. Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Is that clear?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And take this time over the week to think about that, and we will reconvene next week.
Okay.
I look forward to hearing your goals.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thanks.